10 signs it's time to end your marriage. I'm 50-ish, he's a little older. He swears no, or minimal porn, no affair. He swears he's not gay. I've asked, and he hasn't touched me in years. I've honestly lost count. I've asked, expressed interest, tried couples counseling, and I hear a different excuse every time. He doesn't want any kind of intimacy either. He seems to have just lost interest in me beyond a co-parent and roommate. This is what I wrote in an online group a little over a year ago, when I was realizing after 18.5 years of marriage that I was desperately unhappy. The decision to divorce was the hardest decision I have ever made. Today, we're talking about recognizing the signs that it might be time to end a marriage. All 10 of these signs were present in my marriage, and ultimately, my decision to file for divorce. That nagging feeling in the pit of your stomach? That's your spirit telling you something's not right. If you're feeling constantly unhappy or disconnected, if resentment is building up like a wall between you and your partner, that's a sign. When that feeling of unhappiness becomes the norm, despite your efforts to fix things, you need to listen to your inner voice. Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. When you can't seem to talk without it turning into an argument, when you're met with silence or defensiveness, that's a sign that the foundation of your marriage is cracking. If you're the only one trying to rebuild that bridge, it might be time to face the painful truth that you're drifting further and further apart. Trust is sacred, my friends. Whether it's infidelity, lies, or broken promises, these betrayals chip away at the foundation of your marriage. Forgiveness is powerful, but it doesn't erase the pain. If you find yourself unable to move forward, if the fear and doubt linger, it might be a sign that the relationship is beyond repair. Different goals or values. We all change and evolve over time. But when you and your partner start heading in opposite directions, when your core values no longer align, it can create a chasm in your marriage. When these fundamental differences emerge, it's important to acknowledge the growing gap and ask yourself if you can truly build a future together. Feelings of emotional or physical neglect. A marriage should be a safe haven, a place where you feel loved, cherished, and supported. If you find yourself constantly craving that connection, that intimacy, it might be a sign that your emotional needs aren't being met in the relationship. Repeated cycles of conflict and reconciliation. We all go through ups and downs in marriage, but when those arguments become a recurring nightmare, when you're stuck in a cycle of conflict and temporary reconciliation, it can be emotionally draining. If you're constantly revisiting the same issues, it's a sign that something deeper is festering. This is non-negotiable, my friends. Abuse, in any form, physical, emotional, or verbal, is unacceptable. If you're in a relationship where you feel belittled, controlled, or afraid, you need to prioritize your safety and well-being. Remember, you deserve to be treated with respect and dignity. Feeling like your best self when apart. If being apart consistently brings you a sense of relief or liberation, It might be a sign that the relationship is holding you back from being your most authentic self. Attempted reconciliation has failed. It takes courage to fight for a marriage, to seek help, to try to mend what's broken. If you've poured your heart and soul into therapy, communication exercises, or changes in behavior, and you're still hitting a wall, it's okay to acknowledge that maybe, just maybe, it's time to let go. A sense of finality or peace. When considering divorce, after wrestling with all the pain, the doubt, the what-ifs, you might find a sense of calm washing over you at the thought of ending the marriage. It's a sign that you're ready to move forward, to create a new chapter for yourself, one filled with hope and possibility. Finding your strength. Divorce is never an easy choice, and many couples seek help through counseling, family, or trusted friends before making a final decision. These conversations, these decisions, they shake us to our core. But remember this, you are not alone. Millions of us have walked this path, have felt the same heartbreak, the same uncertainty. You deserve happiness, you deserve peace, and you deserve a love that lifts you up, not tears you down.